Hi and welcome back. This is Renee Seltzer with Feeding My Kid, and I have Jessica, our yogi, who's going to actually start doing a weekly yoga with the kids in the park. So we're in this beautiful park, and we want to do is practice a variety of yoga moves, and Jessica's going to walk through all the health benefits of the yoga moves, and really this is something that you could do along with your kids at home. So this is something that you could practice a number of moves, watch with the kids, get them excited about different forms of exercise and meditation.
Upside down.
You want to do upside down? Okay, we're going to do upside down. So I'm going to step out and really manage the cameras, and we're going to start our Yoga in the Park series.
So a couple of great poses to start with. You know, they're not going to necessarily go through their full vinyasas, which is the whole, the actual workout as well as work in. So a good one to start with is always down dog. So they, you teach them to get on their hands and knees, and then you just teach them to lift their bums way up high and stretch out as far as you can go. And for proper alignment, you want to cue them to look at their knees. And so that way they are stretching out their shoulders and the backs of their legs. And then if they get too hard, just come back down. Tell them that they can always come down whenever they get tired. And then just kind of do a couple repetitions so they get used to that kind of movement. All right, guys, what does a dog say? Can you tell me what a dog says? Ruff, ruff. Do you remember how to do down dog pose? That's right, you get on our hands and knees. And I lift our butts way, 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 way up. Look at your knees. Look at your knees, very good. Now can you say ruff, ruff? Ruff, ruff. Good job. Let's come back down to our knees. Put our arms way up. So this is a great way to also get them, practicing their animal sounds. And okay, now let's stand up all the way up. And now we're gonna reach way up high and stretch up those arms. And go down and touch your toes. Touch your toes. And then we're gonna go all the way back up and reach up to the sky as high as you can go. Oh, and then we're gonna touch our bellies. So obviously yoga does not always go as planned with young ones. So you can kind of just go with the flow, whatever they're practicing, like down dog. We can go back and reinforce that. You ready for down dog? Yeah. Ready? Go up, 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 up. Up, up, up. Up, up, up. Lift it all the way up. That's a good one too. You did it. Good job. Go up, up, up. And now come back down to your knees. So then similarly with a cat and cow pose, you're just really arching the back. So you're not only stretching the front of the chest, you're also building the muscles in the back there. So with a cow, you just look up as high as you can go and arch your back, stick your bum out, and you inhale. And then on the exhale, you go the opposite direction and curl your back and look at your belly button. Then again, you inhale up to cow, and then you exhale and look down. And a good way to kind of get them, keep them interested in these poses is to practice your animal noises. So you ask them, what does a cow say? What does a cat say? And that will kind of get them used to the poses, more familiar with the names, and then it gets them more excited to exercise, which is our whole objective here. Now, do you want to do cat pose?
Cat pose.
Okay, now look all the way down at your belly button and arch up your back. Arch up your back. Very good. Now go all the way up like a cow. And look up to the sky. Look up. Good job. And now go back down to cat. Look at your belly button. Look at your belly button. Good job, you guys. And that's good. You can teach them to lift one leg up and then put it down. You can teach them to lift another leg up and then put it down. And then from here, you can tell them to come forward and flop down right on their bellies. And then a cobra pose, it's also going to work on strengthening your back. So you want to tell them to keep their hands placed on the ground and then look up with just your head and neck. And then they'll feel their back muscles working there. So then you come back down and then you do it again. You look back up. The repetition will really get them practicing. It will get them used to these kind of new movements, and it'll get them interested to challenge and try more. To you, and now look up with your head. Look up with your head, just your head. Good job. Now go back down. And now look back up with your head. Look up. Good job. And now we're gonna lift all the way up on our hands and knees. All the way up. All the way up, very good. And now you're gonna reach out your arms all the way forward. So you can also kind of help them with, I'm not really sure how they're moving their body, so you go all the way up on your hands and knees. Just the hands and knees. Ready? Hit those knees under, and now reach all the way back. Good job. Reach, reach, reach. Good job, you guys. And we're gonna do a boat pose variation. Now they don't have as strong of core muscles as we do as adults, so we're gonna have our hands behind our back here. And we're gonna lift up our legs and see how high they can go. Sometimes you can have them kick if that kind of gets them stimulated to balance. You can have them lift one hand up at a time, and then you can also have both hands lifted up. Okay? And then then you can talk about boats. You know, where do you find boats? They're in the ocean, they're in the lake, etc. So that's also definitely working out our core. Okay? Do you want to do a boat pose?
Yeah.
Like in the ocean?
Yeah.
Okay, let's sit on our bottoms. And now put our hands next to us behind us like this. And now lift up your legs. Can you lift up your legs? Good job! Can you lift up one hand? And put it back down. And lift up the other hand. Other one too. Good job. All right. You want to do the boat pose again? Okay. Put our hands behind us and lift up our legs. And then kick our legs. Kick them, kick them, kick them, kick them. This is really working on our core here. Very good. So for instance, tree pose. You know, you teach them to balance just on one foot, lift it up very slightly, and then you bring it as high up your leg as you can. You know, it's really great to give them a hand as well. It helps them balance. And then when they're strong enough to do it on their own, they're so proud of themselves. And we're gonna lift up one leg. Let's go so the camera can see us. So lift up one leg. Very good. Very good. So yoga has a great benefit for our kids. Not only does it help them with their exercise and their physical movement, but it also gets them learning to follow instructions. You know, we all learn through mimicking others, right? So when they watch you do poses, they're gonna wanna try it themselves, because I always love to challenge themselves. So, and you always wanna remind them to breathe. So when they're doing a challenging pose, such as down dog, you wanna teach them to always breathe in through their movement, and breathe out, exhale through the release. And just do a couple of deep breaths. And downward dog is actually one of the most restorative poses out there. So if they can learn to breathe in that kind of pose, they'll be more acclimated to do it in other poses as well. And another nice little counter pose here is called Baddha Konasana. I think it's called bound angle pose. So you have your feet here together, you have your knees stretched out to the side, you kind of grasp your feet here and then you just lean forward and you let your hips stretch out. So this is a very different form for them, right? They're always used to sitting cross-legged. Well, this kind of different seated pose will kind of get them stretched out and more calm. It's a more restorative pose as well. So you stretch, you can kind of talk through yoga here. So here you can kind of talk about yoga, ask them what interests them, depending on the age group, of course. Sing some songs here, just kind of get them almost aware of that they're still stretching, but a little bit distracted so they're not bored of it quite yet. So you just kind of stretch. And always remind them to breathe.
Thanks for joining us, and we look forward to doing these once a week on YouTube. So make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel, find us on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and Pinterest. And we look forward to seeing you every week. All right, thanks.